horizon to be reached. I'm delighted that the process to select the new Secretary General went smoothly, went very democratically, and went correctly. The entire deliberations of the Council were very successfully led by our very capable Chairman, Minister of Tourism and Culture of Azerbaijan, who was also recognized at the beginning of the meeting as the Dean of the Tourism Ministers of the world. Minister Abulfaz Karayev is the longest serving Minister of Culture and Tourism in the world today. He is therefore a very capable man and a man that has great authority and great personality, and that was very much demonstrated in his leadership to the Council in the last 2 days. The Council, of course, discussed many issues as are clear in the agenda, which is public knowledge, and it's available to you online, and any other information on any other items that were discussed can be available. I would particularly like to highlight 2 important decisions of this Council. Decision number 1, it approved the program of work and the budget of 2018 and 19, which was a big challenge because the members acknowledged their appreciation and their recognition to the value of UNWTO to their respective countries. That is why they accepted to move from the concept of zero nominal growth into the concept of 4% increase in the budget in 2019, which is a good step and a very useful step that we have appreciated. We see it as a sign of recognition of the member states to our efforts. Secondly, of course, more importantly, the Executive Council nominated 1 person and 1 person only to be recommended to the General Assembly for appointment as the next Secretary General, which will start in January 2018. It was a very rewarding, challenging, yet very rewarding 8 years. I had the honor and the pleasure of serving our member states, and I take great pride in what has been accomplished in these 8 years. I leave this organization with a big smile on my face, and I leave it with a great deal of satisfaction. The new selected Secretary General is a very fine man. He's a man I knew for a long time. He's a man that I can attest to his capabilities, his ability to lead as a person and as an expert. He was Minister of Economy in charge of tourism in his own country. Then he took upon himself a diplomatic mission here in Madrid. I tell you something, this work requires a great deal of diplomacy, in addition to technical know-how, of course, which I'm sure he will be able to shoulder in a very capable way. I'm looking forward to working with him in the transition period, and I have been assured by him, as we were talking very briefly after this, that he will extend his arms. He will include all the candidates that were expressing themselves to the position of this leadership position. I'm sure that he will be working as a unifying force. That's what he assured me he would do. The results of the elections that took place in 2 stages were as follows. In the first stage, there was 2 front runners, 8 votes for Georgia, 11 votes for Zimbabwe. As have been stipulated by our regulation, the first 2 runners, which are Zimbabwe number 1, Georgia number 2, had to go into the second round. In the second round, the results came in a different manner. 18 votes were given to Georgia, and 15 votes were given to Zimbabwe. Anybody that would have taken 17 plus 1, 17 on above, would take on 50% plus 1. That's how Georgia, under the leadership of Zora Polili-Shakashvili, has been selected as nominee of the Executive Council to the General Assembly. I am delighted to have concluded this very crucial and important Executive Council in good spirit and good atmosphere and good environment. Democracy was demonstrated in a clear tone, and the Executive Council executed its will in a free and democratic manner. Once again, I want to thank our chairman, but most importantly, I want to thank Matilda Asian, State Secretary of Tourism of Spain, and her team. They have done a remarkable job. Matilda was with us all of the time. She never left us. She had to leave now because after 2 days of being with us, I'm sure there was so much complaining on her desk. Spain, represented by the State Secretary and the staff, have done a great job. I thank them all on behalf of all of us here, and I thank you once again for being with us. Stand ready to answer and respond to any of your questions, and I'm sure the chairman would feel the same way. Thank you so much.